After a week off, it's Green Canyon's turn to get into the playoffs. Tonight they host Cedar. The Cedar City Reds making the long trip north for a second-round game against the Wolves. Jacob Lundeen does a little bit of everything for the Green Canyon team. He's got just about 2,600 total yards between rushing and passing. He's one of the leading rushers in the state of Utah, both touchdowns scored and yards rushing. He can do it all. The Cedar City Reds, they have a hard time stopping anybody. They're giving up 31 points per game, but they have a pretty darn good offense. They're scoring 31 points per game behind the number one receiver in 4A, Colby Meek, over 1,000 yards receiving, 13 touchdowns. He's fourth in 4A in the touchdown category, number one in the yardage category. He can do a little bit of everything as well. Should be an interesting one here. Could be a lot of points in North Logan on the Game of the Week, playoff edition.
I have an awesome workout for you here in Thailand. Let's get started. Are you ready for a challenge? I'm bringing your incline up. Let's go. We're not just working those legs, we're working the core too. So stay with it. Let's get going. We got 30 seconds. Let's push it out. That's it. Stay with me. Really lengthen that stride. You've got 3 intervals left. Stay strong. We only have a few more. You gotta stay with it. I know it's not easy, but you're almost there. Let's go. Last 3, 2, 1. Yes. Nice work. You crushed it.
It's time for Wendy's Bacon Fest.
Bacon.
That's right. The place that brought you the Baconator and sells more bacon cheeseburgers than anyone is making all your Applewood smoked dreams come true. Like the all-new Bacon Jalapeno Cheeseburger. Or the Bacon Double Stack in the $5 Biggie Bag. If you're this crazy for bacon,
make mine a double.
We got you with the Bacon Jalapeno Cheeseburger or the Bacon Double Stack Biggie Bag. Get yours now at Wendy's Bacon Fest.
Well, Coach, a couple of weeks off. You know, there's two sides to that sword, I guess. But you guys finished pretty strong. And what do you think about having that week off before getting back into it again?
You know, kind of mixed. Very good because we're healthier. We had some guys out in our last couple games we had guys out, and we've got them back, and they're ready to go. Mixed because we're tired of going against each other. We're ready to start going against someone that's wearing a different colored jersey. So we're excited to finally have a game today.
Well, let's talk about the Reds a little bit. I mean, they look like they throw, that whole region down there throws the ball around, and they've got the top receiver in the state yardage-wise and one of the top touchdowns-wise in Colby Meek. I'm sure that's a guy you noticed in film.
Yeah, we've evaluated him. He's a good receiver. They love to get him the ball many different ways, handing the ball off to him as well as throwing the ball. So we've got to know where he's at, and we got to account for him.
You talked about jerseys. You're going all black today, huh? What's going on with that?
It's what the kids wanted.
Is that what we do now? What the kids wanted?
That's what we do now. Yeah, no, but it's exciting. We've only wore our black jerseys once, and so it's exciting to be back in them. And kids love it. They like it, and they felt like it was going to be warmer for them to be in the black jersey. So that's what we're in today.
Real quick, it's been a team effort by your team. There's been a different hero each and every week, but everybody looks at Jacob Lundeen. He's a heck of an athlete, but outside of that, what is it that makes him so good, or is it just he's that good of an athlete?
Well, he is a great athlete, and I can't say enough about his athleticism, but as good as he is as an athlete, he's a better person. You know, he's the kind of kid that takes care of the people around him. He's always aware of the underdog and helping them out, and you know, he's one of those kids that that come along and every once in a while. Unfortunately, I get to be his coach and be part of that. But what a great kid, and we got a lot of great kids on this team that really fit that mold, and that's what's fun to do when we coach this team. Is these guys? I think it's their character that's carried them this far in the season, and hopefully will carry them further.
All right, good luck tonight, and hope you're playing again next week.
Hey, thank you very much.
Say the word base. Say the word mess.
Cache Valley Hearing and Audiology.
At Cache Valley Hearing and Audiology, we believe in a very thorough hearing test. Do you hear ringing noises? Does any member of your family have hearing loss? Do you have frequent or severe headaches? Any numbness in your face or fingertips? Do loud sounds hurt your ears? Were you in the military? Have you ever had your hearing tested before?
No, I have not.
Say the word mousetrap. Say the word baseball. Say the word airplane. Say the word cowboy. It also told us if you had a halt, I was able to make the words and you were still able to.
What are all the rest of the...
Okay.
Bring back what you've been missing. Bring back Cache Valley Hearing and Audiology.
The Game of the Week on the Valley Channel is brought to you by Icon Health and Fitness, changing lives with fitness innovation. Wendy's of Cache Valley, it's way better than fast food, it's Wendy's. Mountain Star Cache Valley Hospital, together we're greater. New Smile Dental, experience dental care. Cache Valley Hearing and Audiology, bring back what you have been missing. Palmer Home Furnishings, our low overhead means higher quality at lower prices. Aspen Dental, get that gorgeous smile you've always wanted. KSM means music. Music is all we do. Four Seasons Apartments and Townhomes is your home. Anderson Seed and Garden, growing better gardeners. Factory Pizzeria, we're open late after the game. The Logo Shop, we logo stuff, all kinds of stuff. And the Valley Channel, Cache Valley's TV station for over 25 years.
And the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave?
The national anthem on a bright sunny afternoon, a Friday afternoon in North Logan at Green Canyon High School, where this afternoon the Green Canyon Wolves will take on the Cedar Reds in the second round of the 4A State High School playoffs. I'm Eric Olson along with you on the Valley Channel Game of the Week playoff edition. We appreciate you joining with us. The tournament expanded this year. It means there's an additional week of football. Since 1977, playoffs have ended the weekend before Thanksgiving, and before that earlier. And this year, Thanksgiving's pretty late in November, so the season started as usual, third weekend of August. But the next 4 years, finishing before Thanksgiving, requires the season to begin the second week of August. Yeah, August 14th next year, August 11th in 2023. With that extra week this year, it hasn't really made a difference, but it will the next couple of years with that extra playoff week. The first meeting of these two teams, Cedar at Green Canyon in 4A. Green Canyon coming in this ball game after a bye week. They're 7-3, 3-2 in region play, and they can put up some points, averaging about 24 points per game and only giving up just over 13 points per game. Cedar, though, they put up 31 points per game, 31.3 to be exact, but they give up 31.4, and that would explain a 5-5 record and a fifth place finish in Region 9, 3-4 in the region. That despite having the top receiver in 4A, Colby Meek, 47 receptions for 1,076 yards, 13 touchdowns, 23 yards per reception. And he's catching passes from the junior Jaron Garrett, who hits at a 66% clip for 2,687 yards and 22 touchdowns, only 8 interceptions. So this could be a high-scoring affair. An undersized defense for Green Canyon, but a fast defense, quick up front, and they've caused a few problems for opponents. Cedar will get the ball first after Green Canyon won the toss and elected to defer. We talk about that defense being undersized for Green Canyon, but they've got the #1 sack artist in all of 4A, Mr. Regan. 10.5, Krebs is 10, and so they are #1 and #2 in sacks, so they can get to the quarterback. Case and Krebs, they'll have a chance today, as we expect Cedar to go back and throw the ball.
Cedar City Reds, #3, Kobe Meek, and #17, Lawson Black. Corrections, 18, Jack Kirk. Kicking for Green Canyon, #25, Jake Lundeen.
A couple of receivers back, Jack Cook and Colby Meek, standing at their own 1-yard line. Lundeen's going to kick this one into the end zone. And #3 sees it go over his head. That's Meek. He's Mr. Everything for Cedar. You take a look at him. He's put together. And they will throw the ball to him. They'll run him. They'll run the ball with him. They'll get him the ball as many ways as possible. Garrett's 3rd in 4A and touchdown passes at 22, and he's 2nd in 4A with passing yardage, 269 yards per game, and he's just a junior. Going against a 3-man look. They're going to throw back, and the ball's up for grabs. They were looking back for Garrett. Little trickeration right out of the gates by Cedar, and it falls incomplete.
Is incomplete, intended for #9, Jaron Garrett.
So Cedar making the long drive up and saying, hey,
For the Wolves, #27, Gage York.
let's pull out the stops. It's a long way up here. Let's run the show. Teague Speakman with the incomplete pass, 2nd down and 10. Keeping it and having a lot of room is Garrett. Garrett across the 30, out past the 40-yard line. He's finally run out of bounds up at the 46-yard line. A gain of 26 for Garrett. He faked the dive and then kept, and it was clear sailing. Herzog finally runs him out of bounds, the corner on that side. But a big run there by Garrett. Cook brings in the play from the sideline, and Cedar taking plenty of time in the huddle. Meeks in the middle of a 3-man formation to the far side, and Cedar was offside. One of their linemen fired out early. So, procedure. It's a long ride up here for the Reds. They came up last night, stayed overnight. An earlier game today, a 3 o'clock kickoff. I think in the hopes that they can get on the road. The length of the ride home will be dependent on the outcome of the game. A win for Cedar, and it's a lot shorter ride than a loss. And again, one of the linemen for Cedar moves. Elliot Courser, the big sophomore, backs him up 5 more yards. It was a hard count by Garrett. You could hear it clear up here where we are. And it's 1st and 20. Three-man line, you can see they're just moving around, not giving Garrett an idea where they're coming from. This is coming back on a hold call as Garrett unloads and completes it to Cook. But we've got a hold back at the 34-yard line.
Garrett's pass complete to number 18, Jack Cook. On the tackle for the Wolves, number 23.
They moved the flag back to the 35. It's chop block. That's worse than a hold. So Cedar with a good play right out of the gates. An incomplete pass on first down, then a 26-yard run by their quarterback, and now they're backing up. They're going to be back almost to where they started. Back at the 21-yard line. They originally started at the 20.
This will be first down and a good.
It's first and 35. They've got to get to the 44-yard line of Green Canyon. They're at their own 21. But on the plus side for Cedar, it's only first down. Four-man look up front for the defense. Over the middle, too high, intended for number 47, Trayton Payne.
Garrett's pass intended for number 47, Trayton Payne, incomplete. On the coverage for Green
And it'll be
Canyon,
second and long.
number 3, Carter Compton. Brings up a second. And 36.
Five up for Green Canyon now. See if they bring some heat. They're going to throw it quickly out to Meek. Meek has blockers. He's got some space. Meek out across the 40-yard line. In fact, out of bounds right at the 40-yard line, 19 yards, and it makes it a little more palatable third down situation for Cedar. It's 3rd and 16 after 1st and 35 and 2nd and 35. This time the three-man formation flips to this side, and Meek is inside. Garrett's going to throw the screen. Meek's in a block this time. Out to the 46-yard line. Goes Tanner Esplin. And it's a gain of about 6, and it'll be 4th down.
Combining on that tackle, number 8, Carter White.
So things starting out well for Cedar, and then penalties back them up. They move the ball out to the 46, and they'll punt it away there. They got out of the yardage hole, but Green Canyon, after a one hop back to the punter, he knuckles it. And it's going to give him pretty good roll inside the 30 and finally down to about the 27-yard line. Ends up being about a 32-yard kick. So Jake Lundeen and the Green Canyon Wolves. Lundeen's 5th in rushing touchdowns in 4A with 12, 4th in rushing yards with 1,254, 10th in touchdown passes. There's 10 touchdown passes. It's good for 17th. He can use his arm, he can use his legs. Let's see what Green Canyon dials up. There's a little hook and ladder. Both teams going to the deep into the playbook. And it's a 22-yard gain. It's about a 3-yard reception and then a run for 19. I didn't see who it was that had the run.
Lundeen's pass complete to number 15, Ty Spencer. Pitch to number 28, Landon Peterson. First down, Green Canyon.
The Green Canyon out near midfield. Here's the give and a gain of maybe a yard to Landon Peterson.
Ball carrier number 28, Landon Peterson. On the tackle for the Reds, number 20, Teague Speakman. Gain of 1 yard, 2nd and 9.
2nd and 9, 4 wide receivers, 3 to the near side for the Wolves. 1 back in the backfield for Lundeen. He hasn't looked to run yet. They're going to swing it out. Out to Jacob Regan, and Regan down inside the 35 to about the 33-yard line, 17 yards and a first down. Regan, the sack leader. Defensively in 4A, picks up a big time gain there. Here's the give to Peterson. Puts his head down, gains a couple. Dean's the second leading rusher on this team, but Peterson getting some carries. Just a junior. The thing about Lundeen, he's just a junior. Wearing number 25 tonight instead of his usual 24 because they didn't have a black uniform with 24. Lundeen unloads. Regan stuck his hand out, but it was Jorgensen who caught it. And it's a gain of 6. It'll be 3rd and short. Jorgensen, the speedster, runs the little out, steps out of bounds at the 26-yard line. It'll be 3rd and 3. See if Lundeen keeps this time. Send Peterson in motion. They're going to fake inside to him. Lundeen's got a little bit of a seam. He spins down inside the 20 to about the 18-yard line. A gain of 7 and a first down. The clock runs with just under 7 minutes to play in the first quarter. No score here in North Logan. To the north of us, Skyview will be hosting Cedar Valley in a couple of hours. Lundeen gives. Inside run by Reese for about 4. Green Canyon, talking to Coach Ander before the game. You may have heard the interview. If you didn't, you know, my first question was about having a week off. It's been a couple of weeks since they played, and he said it's good that we got some players back as the officials call for an official timeout. Not sure what they're looking at. Oh, somebody's got some blood on their hand for Cedar. Cason Bleak has to go to the sideline. Got blood on his hand. But Coach Ander said, yeah, it's great. We got some guys back and healthy that we haven't had for a little bit, but man, we kind of had things rolling, and then we had to stop playing ball. Here's the fly sweep, trying to get around the edge and maybe getting a yard is Tanner Watson.
Number 22, Tanner Watson. Run out of bounds by number 12, Charles Cook. No gain on the play.
Gain of about a yard. It's going to be 3rd and 6 for Green Canyon as they're down inside the 20-yard line. Ball nose up on the 15-yard line with 5.5 to play in the first quarter. No score. Cedar City had a big play to open things up and then a bunch of penalties. They moved the ball out near midfield, then had to punt. This is Green Canyon's first attempt at it. Here's the pitch. Spinning inside and then being knocked down at about the 12. Is Peterson. He only picks up about a yard, and it's going to be 4th down. What will Green Canyon do? Del Isle is one of the top scorers. He's 5th in 4A in points with 41. It's a close. He's in close enough for a pretty easy field goal, but Green Canyon doesn't even flinch. They're going to go for it on 4th down and 3. About 2.5. Lundeen's going to keep. Here comes the pressure, and he's not going to get there. He's going to be 1.5 yards short of the first down, so Cedar City bows up and doesn't let Green Canyon convert on 4th and 3. And And the Reds bring the offense back out onto the field. No score with 4:41 to play in this first quarter. First meeting for these two teams. And Cedar City wants a timeout. These two teams meeting for the first time. Cedar Valley and Skyview are meeting for the first time, and the other playoff games, Ridgeline's at Dixie, their first meeting. Talked about Skyview and Cedar Valley. Skyview, owner of the third longest winning streak right now in Utah high school football with 8. Corner Canyons won 22. They tied for 16th longest of all time. 22 games in a row for Corner Canyon. Bear River's down at Pineview today, and Logan's at Park City. We mentioned Cedar Valley at Skyview, and Mountain Crest will be at Stansbury, and also mentioned Ridgeline and Dixie. The winner of this game gets the winner of the Bear River Pineview game. Down at Pineview, if Green Canyon wins, they stay at home. Skyview and Green Canyon could stay at home next week with wins regardless of who wins on the other side of the bracket. Cedar City sends Meek in motion. They're going to give it to him on a little fly sweep. And there were a lot of black jerseys there. He's going to lose a yard. Wasn't a clean handoff, and that kind of slowed things down a little bit, but a good job of sealing off the edge by Green Canyon. Travis Whiting, number 60, playing nose guard. He's a wrestler. He is not big, but he causes problems inside for Green Canyon. Right head up on the nose. They fake the end around this time, and the quarterback keeps it. And Garrett picks up pretty good yardage. It's going to be third down and short. It's going to be 3rd and 2. Garrett, 2 carries, 34 yards. His first carry netted him 26. And he's got a few rushing yards as well. For all the yardage that he throws for, he's run for about 400. Garrett's going to throw. Plenty of time. Here comes the rush. Unloads. He's looking for Meek downfield. Meek can't quite get there. He was behind the defense. And maybe should have come up with it. You saw him put his hands to his head like, ah. And that looked like one that Meek would usually catch. But he had to try to adjust, and it's tough to find that and judge it. And Green Canyon looks like they'll get the ball back. 4th and 2. You don't want to be offsides. Jorgensen back to receive. Good snap this time. And they're going to fake it. And Green Canyon is not fooled. Taz Chamberlain trying to pick his way forward for a first down on 4th and 2, and he ends up losing a yard. So the Wolves in prime scoring position at the 16-yard line with 3:12 to play in a scoreless first quarter here at Green Canyon. Peterson's behind Lundeen. Lundeen turns and hands it, and it's a gain of a yard. 4 carries, 4 yards for Peterson. Jorgensen brings the play in. On 2nd and 9, they send Ty Spencer wide to the right, Jorgensen's to the left. Lundeen, a little bit of pressure, unloads it. Jorgensen catches it down about the 6-yard line. He's rolled out of bounds back at the 7 or 8, and they're going to give him the progress up to the clear up to the at the 6-yard line. 9 yards and 1st and goal. Lundine's perfect, 4 for 4 for 35 yards. And now it's 1st and goal, and we haven't seen Lundeen really run the ball much. He's carried it twice. Here's the end around to Dean. He gets his first crack at it. Cuts back inside. He's near the goal line. It's going to be 2nd and goal from the 1. 5 yards for Dean. Second and goal, and quickly to the line, and a touchdown for Green Canyon. They come quickly to the line and right up the middle for the touchdown. So Delisle's on for the PAT. Delisle's kick is up and good, so with 1:42 to play in the first quarter, Green Canyon takes the lead 7-0. Back with more after this.
Cache Valley Hearing and Audiology.
At Cache Valley Hearing and Audiology, we believe in a very thorough hearing test. Do you hear ringing noises? Does any member of your family have hearing loss? Do you have frequent or severe headaches? Any numbness in your face or fingertips? Do loud sounds hurt your ears? Were you in the military? Have you ever had your hearing tested before?
No, I have not.
Say the word mousetrap. Say the word baseball. Say the word airplane. Say the word cowboy. It also told us if you had a hope, I was able to make the words and you were still able to.
Your ranges. What are all the rest of the...
Okay.
Bring back what you've been missing. Bring back Cache Valley Hearing and Audiology.
Both teams have been pretty aggressive here in the early going offensively. Trick plays, and then on 4th down and 2, Cedar City fakes the punt. Green Canyon was ready. They got the ball at the 16-yard line, and they punch it in for a 7-0 lead. High kick that's returnable. Meek at the 1-yard line. Meek breaks to the outside. He's got blockers. Look out, Meek. Down the far sideline, he's across the 50 and into Wolf territory to the 44-yard line. As they kick to him, and he shows why he's a force to be reckoned with in 4A. So Cedar City trailing by a touchdown with 91 ticks on the first quarter clock. Take over in Green Canyon territory. Three receivers to this near side, one to the far side. They turn and give it right up the gut. Lots of running room for Teague Speakman. $18 yards for Speakman. He was way downfield before anyone even put a helmet on him. And that's something Green Canyon's going to have to think about. They've been gashed between the tackles a couple of times already. 1st and 10 after the run. Give to Speakman. This time he carries some tacklers with him for a gain of 5.
base number 14, Cedar High School. Play is good for 4 yards. Second.
Trayton Payne brings the play in from the sideline. He comes to this near side. Meek's out there with him as well as Esplin. Little comeback pattern right near the sticks. Catch by Cook. He's got 4 yards. And Garrett huddles his team up. And they stop the clock to move the chains. They're going to say it's 5 yards and a first down. Well, Cedar City gives up the touchdown. And now they're marching to try to tie it up. 2 by 2 on the receiver, Speakman in the backfield. They're going to hand it to 20, and Speakman picks up a couple. Or they're going to spot him, it's about a yard. 3 carries, 24 yards for Teague Speakman, the senior, and that's the end of the first quarter. Green Canyon leading Cedar City 7-0.
Winter athletes, no hospital network is more committed to short emergency room wait times than Mountain Star Healthcare. Text ER to 23,000 for current wait times.
Back to start the second quarter. Eric Olson along with you on the Valley Channel Game of the Week playoff edition. 7-0 Green Canyon with the early lead. Cedar City with the better numbers. 76 yards rushing, 29 yards passing for 105 total yards in that first quarter from Cedar City. Green Canyon 42 yards rushing, 35 yards passing. We talked all about the throw game of Cedar City, but it's been the ground game that has hurt the Wolves. Cedar City changing things up a little bit, knowing their opponent's probably prepared for the pass. Meek. Garrett keeps it, steps back inside away from a tackle, and Jaron Garrett puts Cedar into a 3rd and short situation. Cedar City's 0 for 2 on first downs. Keep an eye on 3s in the slot on this near side again. 2 receivers each side. And he goes in motion. Low snap, they're going to hand it to him. No, it's Garrett keeping it. And Garrett's going to be just shy of the first down. Good job by Garrett fooling everybody. It's going to be a 3-yard gain. It's going to be 4th down. Garrett's got 41 yards on 4 carries. He had to go clear down to the ground to pick up that snap, then fake the little sweep, and then keep right up the middle. Even with the timing being disrupted, he was able to gain a couple. It's going to be 4th and about 1.5 yards. Garrett's got Speakman behind him. Tight splits. Garrett's going to keep, now he pitches to Speakman. Speakman's got the first down, he's down to the 5-yard line. 5 yards on 4th and 2. So Cedar City, a team that's thrown for almost 2,700 yards, the number 2 yardage-wise quarterback in 4A this year. And they are running the ball. And Green Canyon's having a hard time stopping it. .88 yards rushing. And we've just started the second quarter. Ball's on the turf. Garrett picks it up. Somehow gets out of a tackle, turns and moves forward for 1 yard. How did they not bring him down? You know, you see that sometimes when you're watching, especially with kids with tackling. They'll grab somebody, then they'll quit with their feet, and they just let their feet drag. And it's kind of what happened. It looked like it was a lineman that had a hold of him, and he didn't hang on. He just kind of dragged, and he just ended up falling off of him. May have been tripped up. Speakman up tight as the fullback. See if they hand it to him. Nope, Garrett's going to keep it. He's got a lot of room on the edge, and he throws it behind his intended receiver, and the official does not know whether he caught it or not, and he says incomplete. The back judge is going to come up and confer. Incomplete. Garrett had two men over there, and he threw it behind the underneath receiver, and it's 3rd and goal from the 4. And boy, that edge was open. Garrett could have just run the ball in. Cedar had sealed that edge. Let's see if they go back to it, get Garrett on the move again and make him a run threat. They're going to put Meek in the backfield now. He's the tailback. They're going to hand it to Meek. Meek stops short of the goal line. It's going to be 4th and goal with the 1. Meek picked up 3. And Cedar City's now 0 for 4 on 3rd down. Right at the 1-yard line. It'll be 4th and goal. Cedar City looking to tie it up, trailing 7-0 with 8:50 to play in the first half. Thought this might be a high-scoring affair, but it's been some throwback football. Cedar snaps it, pushes forward, and just blows Green Canyon off the line. Garrett kept it, and that was no problem for Cedar City. They're a kick away from tying it up. Esplin, the holder. Gets it down, kicks up. Looks good, is good. We're tied at 7 with 8:34 to play in the first half. You're watching the Game of the Week playoff edition. Knotted up at 7 apiece here at Green Canyon in North Logan. 8:34 to play in this first half. Eric Olson along with you. A little bit chilly, but otherwise beautiful. Friday, November 1st afternoon. Short kick's going to be fielded about the 17-yard line. And returned up to the 39, so a good return for Green Canyon, and they'll take over in pretty good field position, and there's a Cedar City player laying face down at the 31-yard line. Return by McCade Hellstern as they tend to the injured player. Green Canyon's going to have to make some adjustments defensively. And I'm sure that's exactly what Cedar City wants them to do. Fine. Adjust to the run. Load up to stop the run. Then we'll start throwing the ball around. And they've been very effective running the football.
Medical coverage of tonight's game is provided by Logan Regional Orthopedics and Sports Medicine. The official medical
Player's still down. He was down face first, and he was kind of squirming around. Wondered if maybe he had the wind knocked out of him, but they've rolled him over now, and he's got his hands up in his face mask, and they're going to help him up. He's limping off. That's Sean Sharp, senior lineman, number 59. Green Canyon, one of the top seeds in 4A, in a battle here against Cedar City. 8:26 to play in the first half, and we're tied at 7. Lundin fakes the pitch. Throws it downfield, has his man, and it's a gain of 7. Kyle Baker.
Correction, 7 yards, 2nd and 3.
Lundin in trouble again. Boy, they're getting some pressure on him. He makes some people miss, and he's got some running room. He's got the first down, and he's down to the 40-yard line. A pickup of 15.
Jacob Lundin on the carry. On the tackle, number 55, Casey Bleak. Play is good for Green Canyon. First down.
First down, Lundin's going to throw the little swing. Some good blocking downfield, and we've got a flag. They're too good at blocking. They're going to call a hold. It's interesting, that receiver had his hands inside. You never, ever, ever, ever see him call a hold when those hands are inside, and he did a good job keeping his hands inside, unless that corner started to turn. And once they start to turn, if you got a hold of them, and then the guy's trying to break away, then they'll call that. So that's probably what he saw. So it's going to back him up, and it'll be 1st and 15. And it's the first penalty on Green Canyon. And it wipes out a 8-yard gain. Regan back on, and Spencer heads for the sideline. On 1st and 15 at the Cedar City 45-yard line, they turn and hand it off. Peterson tripped up. Boy, and he had a lane in front of him. He's tripped up after a gain of a yard. The turf monster credited with the tackle.
There for the Reds, number 6, Joshua Meisner, number 55, Casey Bleak.
Meisner gets credit for the tackle. He's the leading tackle on this Cedar City defense, 56 coming in. Payne has 6 sacks and 3 players with an interception. 2nd and 15. And Green Canyon looking a little confused on their formation, and the back judge has started his count. A bunch formation to this near side, and they're going to run it all the way. One of the linebackers knifing through, it's Speakman. He didn't even look for the pass. As soon as Lundin took off, he shot out like he was coming out of a cannon, and it's going to be 3rd and 20.
Brings up a 3rd and 20.
1 for 2 on 3rd down for Green Canyon. And this one's 3rd and a lot. As we move under the 6-minute mark in this first half, Jorgensen comes off the field. Cedar City came to play. They didn't drive all the way up here for nothing. 5-man rush. Lundin's got time. Now it breaks down. Scrambling. Looking. Steps out of a tackle. Picks up about 10. It's going to be 4th and 10. Picks up 9. So it's going to be 4th and 11. Lundin 5 carries, 27 yards. 1,254 yards rushing on the season for Lundin. And Green Canyon didn't even think about it. They're going to go for it. Again, aggressive play calling offensively by both teams. Cedar City's offsides. Unless somebody moved on that offensive line. Let's see. Nope, Cedar's offsides. For Cedar City, that's their 4th penalty. 3 in the first quarter. Green Canyon with only 1. So that's going to make it 4th and 6. At the 36-yard line. See what Craig Ander and Joby Parker dial up. Two wide receivers to each side, and the back steps up. Blitz coming from the backside. Lundine's got a man wide open. Caught inside the 10-yard line by Kyle Baker. 27 yards on 4th and 6. Kyle Baker, number 16, he's a sophomore. And it's 1st and goal at the 8-yard line. Lundine's going to keep, has a lane, turns it up inside, spun around, down to the 5-yard line, and a gain of 3.
Jake Lundine on the keeper, wrapped up by number 55, Cason Bleak. Brings up a 2nd and goal.
Cason Bleak with the tackle. 2nd and goal from the 5-yard line. A lot of blockers inside. Motion man, and they're going to give and try to get around the edge, turning the corner and stepping out of bounds at the 4 is Spencer.
He's forced out of bounds by number 8, Tanner Esplin, and number 6, Joshua Meisner.
He only gains a yard. I think you're seeing Green Canyon try to spread it out and then run to the edge like that when you're inside the, down at the 5-yard line. I think that says a little bit about they're not all that big up front. And they've won a lot of games by being speedier than people. But pounding it hasn't been their calling card. Lundine unloads. Touchdown! On 3rd and 4, Lundine finds Tanner Watson. And Lundine is perfect on the evening. 6 for 6, 74 yards, and a touchdown. 3:58 to play in the first half, and Green Canyon answers the Cedar City touchdown with one of their own. 14-7 in North Logan.
Hi, Cache Valley. This is Fernando over the Factory Pizzeria. We're running a special right now. We're giving out free nachos when you buy a large pizza with 3 toppings. Just mention this out and you're gonna get a free nachos every time you come. The Factory Pizzeria is located in 119 South Main, below the Gias in the basement. Come see as soon as you can. Thank you.
3:58 to play in the first half, 14-7. Green Canyon back out front after Cedar City had tied things up. Cedar City's been able to run the ball on Green Canyon, even though passing the ball has been their real strength. We'll see if Green Canyon makes any adjustments. A 27-yard pass completion on 4th down and 6. The key play in that last possession for Green Canyon. See if Lundine keeps this ball away from Meek. He's going to kick it low. And he doesn't keep it away from Meek. Meek turns the corner. This time he's taken down shy of the 30-yard line at the 29. Still a good return. And Cedar City, with plenty of time on the clock here in this first half, takes over. They've got 2 timeouts. There's 3:49 on the first half clock. In a fast-moving first half here in North Logan. Green Canyon averaging 31 points per game offensively. They only have 7 thus far. Cedar averaging at 31 points. Green Canyon only gives up just shy of 14. Here's the hand to Meek. Meek's got a blocker out in front, turns the corner and picks up 7. 3 carries, 9 yards for Meek. Second down and 3. Cedar City deliberate. They huddle up between plays. Garrett looking for a double move. Looking down this near sideline, and it's out of the grasp or past his intended receiver, Jack Cook, by 5 or 6 yards. Cook was taken down just as the ball was coming down, and he wanted a pass interference, but he wasn't going to get there, and the official didn't throw the flag. 0 for 4 on third down for Cedar City. Here's their 5th third down of this first half. 3:02 to play in a 14-7 ball game that Green Canyon is leading. Green Canyon gets the ball to start the second half after they deferred the opening kickoff. Jaron Garrett rolls to his right. Throws, caught, complete. Payne with his first catch for 5 yards and a first down. Their first third down conversion for the Reds. 2:40 to play in the first half. They're at their own 36-yard line. They throw the little out pattern to Meek, and he's tripped up and taken down after a short gain. Carter Compton. Gain of about 3. Well, they're going to spot him clear up at the 40, so he ended up getting 4. It's 2nd and 6, and the clock stopped. No, nice running. 4 wide receivers, 2 each side. Garrett throwing the screen. Big hit, shy of the first down on Jack Cook. Cook picks up 5, he needed 6. So it's third down again, 3rd and a yard at the 45-yard line. Cedar City taking their time, 1:35 to play in the half. See if they take a shot right here and then go for it on 4th down if they don't get it. Here comes Meek. They're going to hand it to him. Looking for the edge. He's caught in the backfield. Gets away from one tackler, but not the second. He loses a yard. It'll be 4th and 2. So Colby Meek, the Swiss Army knife for this Cedar team. He's the Christian McCaffrey for the Cedar Reds. It's 4th down and 2, and Green Canyon's going to call timeout with 1:02 to play in the first half, and Cedar thinking about going for it. You run a risk here if you go for it and don't pick it up. Cedar gives the ball over inside their own 45, and Green Canyon would have a chance to score before the half and then get the ball back to start the second half. If you go for it and don't pick up that first down, it could be a game killer. So a big decision Cedar City head coach Josh Bennett. Both teams have been aggressive in the play calling offensively. We've seen trick plays, we've seen a fake punt, and we've only played one half of football. 1:02 left in this first half. The Green Canyons had a hard time stopping the run. So it almost makes me wonder if Cedar City would come out here and try to run this ball, but they just did on third down and they lost a yard. It's up the middle they've had trouble stopping the run, and they've got Speakman in here. He's been the bulldozer. 4th and 2. 3 down linemen for Green Canyon. Garrett's gonna keep it. Gets to the edge, puts his head down and has the first down. 3 yards, they needed 2.
Number 9, Jared Garrett on the keeper.
And now Cedar City wants a timeout as we're under a minute, 57 seconds to play. And so Cedar City converts on 4th down and 2 and keeps the drive alive. The gamble paying off. Bear Rivers at Pineview in other region games. Pineview leads that series 4-1. They beat the Bears 21-13 in 2015. That was at Bear River in a 3AA first round game. Logan at Park City. Logan leads that series 6-4. They won 33-6 last year against Park City. Mountain Crest at Stansbury. Mountain Crest has never lost to Stansbury. They lead that series 3-0. They won 17-7 last year. Snow Canyon's at Desert Hills and Tooele's at Mountain View. In other action, the Skyview winner takes on the Tooele Mountain View winner. The winner of this game takes on Bear River Pineview winner. If Pineview wins and Cedar wins, that one will be down in St. George. If Green Canyon wins, doesn't matter who wins that game, it's here. Right now, Green Canyon's hanging on to a 7-point lead. Garrett looking for a receiver. Unloads, he's got a man downfield. It's Cook, and it's thrown just wide of him and out of bounds. Boy, one of the rushers for Green Canyon was breaking through, and the lineman reached back, just grabbed him by the back of his jersey and yanked him backwards. Everybody in the stadium saw it, but this guy's in the stripes. It's a lot easier to see things up here at elevation. That was an 8-second play, 8 seconds. Garrett had time to run around. Again, a 3-man rush. Garrett's gonna step up. Hit as he throws, he's got Meek downfield and it's out of bounds. No chance at it. He's running stride for stride with him was Gage Norton. 3rd and 10. 42 seconds. Green Canyon's been dropping 8 and only sending 3. See if they send an extra rusher after Garrett this time. They're only showing 3. Garrett's gonna roll. He's got room to run it if he wants. He throws underneath, has his man. 1st down and more. As Green Canyon finally makes the tackle. 20 yards to Jack Cook. And a 1st down. 32 seconds to play in the half. Cedar City taking another timeout. They should just about be out. That is their last timeout. They're at the 33-yard line. That's one of those things as a defensive coordinator, you know, if you rush 3 and drop 8 and think, well, we're going to cover everything. Sometimes you can only cover so long if the quarterback's got so much time to run around back there. Cook was wide open underneath. They lost him in the mix. And if Garrett wanted to keep it, he could have pulled it down and kept it because there was no edge contain. He just ran outside. So that's one of those things you have to think about as a defensive coordinator. All right, well, maybe we'll send an extra guy. But if you send an extra guy and somebody comes free, now you're in trouble. The life of a coach. 1st and 10 at the 33-yard line of Green Canyon with 32 seconds to play in the half. They do send an extra guy this time. Garrett rolls out of trouble, unloads, and misses Esplin. It's too high, it'll be 2nd down. Esplin had about a half a step on Herzog, but not much room. That would have been a perfect throw. 7 of 14 for Garrett, only 62 yards. He's averaging 269 yards per game passing, but they've run the ball a lot in this first half. Garrett in some trouble now, and down he goes. Tristan Reese pulls him down for an 8-yard loss. No timeouts for Cedar City. There's 5 seconds. Here comes trouble again for Garrett. He's going to unload. High floater that drops incomplete, and that's the end of the first half. No flags on the field. And we go to the break with Green Canyon holding on to a 14-7 lead. You're watching the Game of the Week playoff edition on the Valley Channel.
Cache Valley Hearing and Audiology.
At Cache Valley Hearing and Audiology, we believe in a very thorough hearing test. Do you hear ringing noises? Does any member of your family have hearing loss? Do you have frequent or severe headaches? Any numbness in your face or fingertips? Do loud sounds hurt your ears? Were you in the military? Have you ever had your hearing tested before?
No, I have not.
Say the word mousetrap.
Mousetrap.
Say the word baseball. Say the word airplane. Say the word cowboy. Say the word shoelace. It also told us if you had a hole there, you were able to make the words and we're still a threshold in your ear.
Frequency ranges. What are all the rest of the...
Okay, so
Bring back what you've been missing. Bring back Cache Valley Hearing and Audiology.
So I've always loved sports, and I've always participated in sports, and I've always played, and I think the best part about this job is being able to watch these athletes play, and it's part of my job just to sit there and watch these athletes succeed and play these wonderful sports. I always knew I wanted to work in medicine, and after playing many sports in high school and getting many injuries and having to come back from those injuries, I knew that I wanted to provide that same coverage and provide that same care to other student athletes, because sports is a key part of growing up. So I teach one class, and it's my exercise science sports medicine class, and it also gives the students some college credit, but mostly it gives me another setting to be with my athletes, and I can really get to know them off the field, and I can get to know their personalities. That way when an injury does happen on the field, that I can better take care of them because they know me and they recognize me. You keep people on the court and you keep them on the field, and they're always playing, and I always wanted to be a part of that. I always wanted to be part of the team, and I always wanted to just participate and make sure that everybody who is healthy can stay out there playing a lot longer. So you never want to see anybody actually get hurt, but when it does happen, it's always good to be there, because then we can evaluate to see if it's actually going to be a game changer for them. And most of the time it's not. Most of the time it's just an injury, and then we can actually get them back into play a lot quicker had they just gotten hurt and sat out. And that's what's most important about having us athletic trainers there, is that we can really work on these injuries and get them out a lot faster had they just sat out. Cache Valley Hospital is a great company to work for. They provide so much support for their athletic trainers that it just makes working with these athletes such a breeze. If we ever have any questions, concerns about a certain athlete, we can just call on our support, and the hospital is very, very generous to us here at the school, and it's just a great company, and they help the community, and they care about these athletes as much as we do, and they don't see them every day, but they still care about them, and that makes it such a different dynamic to work with. My job is to prevent injuries from happening, but to also get the athletes back out on the field as quickly as possible after one happens, and that's what Cache Valley Hospital is all about.
Talent is important in every sport, but when you get on the field, it's who wants it more, who's willing to work harder for it, and that's what I love about it.
He was about 5 years old, and we went to a little routine eye check, and it turns out that he couldn't see with his left eye at all.
You know, your eyes are a pair, they're a duo, and amblyopia comes in when one of them gives up.
One eye is so much stronger than the other that the weak eye stops working, so you have to strengthen it.
I wore a patch on my eye to school every day, and I just felt not as good as everyone else. I would come home and I'd cry sometimes because I was the freak of the school.
There were times when I got so angry on his behalf. How can these other kids treat you this way?
But it made me realize it's not that everyone's better than me, I just have to work harder than everyone. I needed to keep going until it made my eye stronger. So I wore that patch every day for 5 years, and when I finally got to take that patch off for the last time, it had made me a completely different person. But I still struggle with depth perception, things that come naturally to other defenders on the field, I have to work for. I was going to the gym and I was a much stronger player. I was no longer the guy getting pushed off the ball, I was the guy bodying people.
For technical ability, he's off the charts. He's an absolute winner, always gets the job done.
When you're fighting, you're struggling, you're working hard with your team, you're putting forth everything that you have, and then when you finally put the ball in the back of the net, it's the most beautiful feeling in the world. If you work hard at something, you can be successful. You can beat the odds. You just can't give up. My left eye gave up on me, but I didn't want to give up on my eye.
The Game of the Week on the Valley Channel is brought to you by Icon Health and Fitness, changing lives with fitness innovation. Wendy's of Cache Valley, it's way better than fast food, it's Wendy's. Mountain Star Cache Valley Hospital, together we're greater. New Smile Dental, experienced dental care. Cache Valley Hearing and Audiology, bring back what you have been missing. Palmer Home Furnishings, our low overhead means higher quality at lower prices. Aspen Dental, get that gorgeous smile you've always wanted. KSM means music. Music is all we do. Four Seasons Apartments and Townhomes is your home. Anderson Seed and Garden, growing better gardeners. Factory Pizzeria, we're open late after the game. The Logo Shop, we logo stuff, all kinds of stuff. And the Valley Channel, Cache Valley's TV station for over 25 years. Welcome back to Green Canyon High School, the game of the week on the Valley Channel, playoff edition. Eric Olson along with you as we head to the second half. 14-7 Green Canyon with a touchdown in each of the first 2 quarters. And they have the lead as we get ready to kick it off to start the second half. Green Canyon won the toss and deferred, so they'll get the ball to start the second half with that lead. Jorgensen and Norton back to return. And just a little roller, takes a hop and picked up at the 29-yard line. Return forward to the 30, and that's where Green Canyon will take over. Green Canyon had 66 yards in the first half rushing, 74 on the ground or in the air for 140 total yards. 77 yards in that first quarter and 63 in the second quarter. Cedar City had 137 total yards, 75 rush, 62 pass. They had 82 yards in that first quarter, 55 in the second quarter. Kind of went away from the rush late as they were trying to, with a short clock, to get some points on the board. Here's the throw by Lundeen out to big number 16. Kyle Baker, the sophomore, picks up 15 yards. Baker, 3 catches, 49 yards. Lundeen still perfect. Here's the give to Peterson. Peterson's got room up the middle. Peterson clear up to the 37-yard line. Or down to the 47-yard line of Cedar City. 12 yards. So Green Canyon with a couple of good plays right off the bat. Now we've got a Green Canyon player fighting with one of his own teammates. The coaches have to go get him off the field. Not sure what that was about. Won't ever like to see that. Here's the throw to Baker underneath for 6 yards. Baker having himself a game. 4 catches, 55 yards. And Green Canyon in a hurry. Lundeen in trouble. Lundeen pulls it down, steps out of bounds, takes the loss. Well, about 3. He had a couple of opportunities to get rid of it, and he just ate it, and he ended up losing yardage. So it's 3rd and 8. Let's go, Bruce! 1 for 3 on 3rd down for Green Canyon. They've played with pace here to start this second half. Work their way down to the 40-yard line. Lundeen's going to keep it. Nothing. Boy, there were a whole lot of linemen running downfield looking for somebody to block, but they weren't blocking any of the defensive linemen. Lundeen gains a yard. So now it's 4th down and 7. This drive started as good as you could hope, and then the last 3 plays have been disaster. Lundeen against a 4-man rush, unloads, has Jorgensen. Jorgensen's got a first down. Man, he took a hit and he held on. 13 yards on 4th down. Jorgensen 3 catches for 28 yards. And Lundeen still perfect. Lundeen hands off to Dean. Dean scored the touchdown earlier in this game. Turns the corner and picks up big yardage on 1st down. He's got 14 yards. I've got Lundeen as 10 for 10, 108 yards and a touchdown. And Dean just had his third carry. He's got 20 yards on 3 carries, and he scored the game's opening touchdown. Under 10 minutes to play in the third. 1st and 10 for Green Canyon. They lead 14-7. Good job up front, and that's a 10-yard run on 1st down. Made a remark earlier on a Lundeen run where it seemed like the line was out of sorts and they were looking for guys to block downfield and there were a lot of defensive linemen didn't look like they were blocked, but the last 2 runs, that offensive line has done their job and then some. They run the little screen inside. No gain.
Lundeen's pass complete to number 15, Ty Spencer.
It's Ty Spencer. It's 2nd and goal from the 5. Haven't seen Lundeen run it a lot. They're going to turn around and hand it off and gain about a yard. So now it's 3rd and goal from the 4. 1 for 4 on 3rd downs. They've converted twice on 4th. Again, you wonder if Green Canyon, if they don't get it here, if they kick a field goal, make it a 2-possession game. Dean in the backfield with Lundeen. Lundeen looking, in trouble. Down he goes again. His first read wasn't there. And he tried to get outside, and they came off the edge, and there was nowhere for him to go. And now they're going to have to try a field goal. And now instead of a chip shot, you're looking at a 32-yarder. Lundeen sacked for the 3rd time. And they have bottled up Lundeen. Del Isles got the leg, and he missed it. It went wide to the right. Much ado about nothing for Green Canyon. And Cedar City will take over. Still trailing by a touchdown. But Green Canyon had a great start to that one, and Coach Ander is right in the head linesman's face down on the sideline. I don't know what he saw that he didn't like, but he is right up in his chest. And he's quite animated. He can't be happy with how that drive ended. Yeah, goal to go from the 5-yard line and end up missing a 32-yard field goal. And Cedar City and their offense back on the field. Low snap, they give it to Speakman, and he's cut down after no gain. He had 4 carries for 29 yards in that first half. Again, Cedar ran for 75 yards in the first half. And the rushing game was what really hurt Green Canyon. See if they changed anything up. Still a 3-man look. Here's Garrett getting it to Meek. Meek hit right after he catches it. Still an 8-yard gain. It'll be 3rd and short. Meek with 30 yards on 3 catches. So the big stars aren't putting up the big numbers in this game thus far. There's 6:40 to play in the 3rd quarter. Lundeen, one of the top rushers in 4A, only has 18 yards rushing. And Meek only has 30 yards receiving, but that's on 3 catches. 3rd down. Garrett's going to pull it down, see if he can get there. He does. 1st down. 3 for 8 on 3rd downs for Cedar. 4 yards for Garrett. You talk about Meek averaging 10 yards per catch. I think, well, that's pretty good. Well, he averages 23 per catch on the season coming in. And you just kind of feel like, oh, they're keeping him under wraps so far. Let's see if they can keep it up. Garrett's going to keep as they fake the fly sweep. Garrett back to the original line of scrimmage. 10 carries, 44 yards for Garrett. The middle of that line was a problem for Green Canyon early in this game. They haven't been gashed quite as much since then. Garrett's got 44 yards rushing. 26 of them came on the first carry. Garrett's going to roll to his right. Garrett back across the grain, and it's knocked down. And it'll be 3rd and 10. Dangerous pass. Garrett saw somebody back toward the middle, and he turned and fired back. And it was knocked down. And it's 3rd and 10. 5:10 to play in the third quarter. 14-7, Green Canyon. The winner of this one takes on the winner of Pineview Bear River. Green Canyon stays home if they win. Cedar would have to go on the road to Pineview if Pineview wins. Now they run a throwback screen. A lot of blockers for Speakman. Speakman slowed down, stays on his feet, and rolls up near the first down. He's going to be about a yard short. They had him down around his feet, but he's a load. Nice play design as they go back the other way. 4th and 1, and Cedar City is going to use a timeout. 4:42 to play in the third quarter, and Cedar using a timeout. Those are precious in a close game like this one. A one-score ball game. We wondered if it might be a high-scoring game because Cedar City's had trouble stopping people all year. They're giving up almost 32 points per game, right about what they're scoring per game. And Green Canyon's scoring about 24 points per game and only giving up 13. Well, Green Canyon's only given up 7, and Cedar City, for all the talk about their defense, has only given up 14. Green Canyon has been inside the 10-yard line twice and come away empty. And Jacob Lundeen, they just haven't run him a lot tonight. I guess it's not in the game plan. We're just used to seeing him running the ball a little bit more. And he's only carried the ball a handful of times, 9 times for a guy that averages over 7 yards per carry. 125 yards per game. 4th and 1. Here's the give. Right into the line, and I don't know that he got there. There was a little bit of a push right at the end, and it depends on the spot, and he did not get there. Speakman had somebody around his feet, and he couldn't break away before the rest of the defensive line got there. No gain, and it's Green Canyon's ball. Both teams going for it multiple times on 4th down in this game. Both teams unsuccessful in their cracks at it here in this third quarter. So with just over 4.5 to play in the third, Green Canyon, nursing a 14-7 lead, takes over in Reds territory at the 40-yard line. Five down linemen for Cedar. Give inside, popping outside is Dean, and they blow this. Why do they blow it dead? He's downfield, and they blow this play dead. The official on this near sideline threw his flag after the snap. It looked like maybe somebody was moving for Green Canyon, but that's a big run for Dean. They're blowing it dead halfway through the run. Not sure what's going on. We're coming over to talk to Coach Ander. He brings the white hat with him. And Coach Ander and that official for this near sideline have not been friends this game. And the official on this near sideline is the one that threw the flag, but I think it was the white hat that blew the play dead. And what are they talking about? Now they're all going to talk about it. So they call a sideline warning. And what are they doing? So there's a sideline warning before the play. That flag comes out and that play is blown dead halfway through the play. Huh. Okay. 4.5 to play in the third quarter. After a little bit of confusion there and a sideline warning stops the play, and we'll start this over again. Green Canyon going to run it the other way, and Dean pops outside. Dean's got a first down. So it's just about the same result, just to the other side as the play that was blown dead. So everything's even. 13 yards for Dean. He's up to 44 yards on 6 carries. He didn't play much in that first half. He carried it twice in the first quarter. He had a touchdown, 2 carries for 6 yards. Now here in the third, he's up to 6 carries for 44 yards, 8 yards per. He's going to touch it again. Cuts it inside, 2 hands on the ball, and this time a pedestrian 3 yards. As we approach the 4-minute mark of this third period, 14-7 Green Canyon, and once again they're driving. Last time they drove down to the 5-yard line. Lundin took a sack on third down and they missed a 32-yard field goal attempt. Had plenty of leg, but it went wide right. 2nd and 7. Lundin steps outside, in trouble, throws it back inside, and it's picked off. Lundin hasn't played the way we've used to see him play. I mean, he's not a stranger to interceptions. He doesn't throw many. He's only thrown 4. That's his 5th on the season. But he's been tentative. Since about midway through the second quarter, I feel like he's been tentative and he's just not decisive in what he's doing. You're used to seeing him bail out of there if nothing's there and being a very aggressive quarterback. He's not playing aggressive. I don't know if that's something to do with game plan, but that's just what it looks like from where I'm sitting. Garrett fakes the give. He's in trouble. Regan can't get him. Way downfield, and the ball is picked. It hung up too long. Meek was wide open. Running the post back the other way. Garrett unloaded it. And he couldn't really step in, and it floated. And Compton picks it off. So the first 2 turnovers of the game on back-to-back plays. 3:28 to play in the third. And here come the Wolves again. Cedar City, for all of their defensive problems through the year, I think have played very well defensively here this afternoon. Lundin a lot of time now. Nothing there. This one's coming back. Flags all over the place as Lundin picks up about 8. But there's 2 flags. And when you have to block that long, somebody's usually going to get called for a hold. And that's the call. For Green Canyon, only their second penalty. We were kind of wondered what was going on the sideline warning a few minutes ago, but the guys in stripes have been a non-story here. There's 4 penalties on Cedar and 2 on Green Canyon. Cedar they had 3 of their 4 in the first quarter. So in the second quarter, there was only 2 penalties called in the whole second quarter. And that was the first penalty of the third quarter for either team. So now it's first and very many. Turn and give to Dean. Dean spins up to the 35-yard line. It's a gain of 2. We've seen Lundin run on so many designed runs all season, and they haven't really done that with him much tonight. Send Dean in motion. Lundin's going to throw. Down the seam, he's got a man. It's the big tight end, and he reaches up and pulls it down. Nice throw, better catch. Regan with the 43-yard grab. 2 catches, 60 yards for Regan. Turn and hand it off. Dean spins out of trouble, look out! Shifts the ball to the outside arm, and he's inside the 10-yard line, first and goal after a 21-yard run by Dean. 9 carries, 70 yards. I guess you don't need Lundin running when you've got Brennan Dean running like that. First and goal with the 6. A few minutes ago, Green Canyon was in here and couldn't score. Here's Lundin on the keeper. No gain, loses a yard. These short yardage situations have been a problem for Green Canyon. Now let's see if they try to slow it down a little bit and take their time in here. Second and goal at the 7-yard line. Dean in that pistol tight. Here comes everybody. Lundin steps out of trouble, picks up a block and gets into the end zone. Touchdown, Green Canyon, and a little bit of breathing room. Cedar brought everybody up the middle, and Lundin got to the edge, and it was lights out after that. So Lundin with his first touchdown. And that puts Green Canyon up 2 scores. Del Isle's kick is up and good. 21-7, Green Canyon extends the lead with 1:10 to play in the third.
So, you bought your computer from one of those big box stores, or online, and now it's really slow, or just not working right.
Target acquired.
PCs Unlimited can fix it. Fixing computers is what we do, and we've been doing it for over 20 years. Service, repair, diagnostics, networking, upgrades, system and data recovery, all your computer needs. Our prices are low and our customer service is the best. You won't get help from the big box or online. Come see the professionals at PCs Unlimited.
Jacob Lundeen from 7 yards out gives Green Canyon a little bit of breathing room. They lead 21-7. Score out of St. George. Dixie and Ridgeline tied at 7. Starting the second quarter down there. That one kicked off about 40 minutes ago. Pineview leads Bear River 7-0 in the early going down there. Lundeen's kick going right to Meek. Here he comes. Meek met at the 23, and he falls forward to the 24. And with 1:05 to play in the third, that's where Cedar City will take over, now trailing by 2 touchdowns. Mentioned that Lundeen looked like he was playing a little hesitant, but there was no hesitation about him on that touchdown run. And it may just be what the defense is doing as he's looking for what they're giving him. It could be he's looking that way because of the Cedar defense. Here's Garrett on the quarterback draw. Somebody had a hold of him. Green Canyon says they've got the football, but the officials say he was down. Garrett picks up 5. "11 carries for 49 yards for Garrett.
Brings up a second down 4.
And White, the leading tackler for Green Canyon, in on the tackle there. Garrett throws inside to Meek. Meek, they hem him in, but he still picks up the first down. Good job defensively to limit his yardage. He ends up with 8. Turned around, there's really nowhere for him to run. He picks his way forward for 8. Meek 4 catches, 38 yards. 10 seconds to play in the third quarter. Payne split wide to the right. Cooks with him on that side. Meek to this near side with Esplin. They look outside to Esplin, and Esplin taken down, and that's the last play of the third quarter. 21-7. Green Canyon leads Cedar City as we head to the fourth.
It's time for Wendy's Bacon Fest. Bacon. That's right. The place that brought you the Baconator and sells more bacon cheeseburgers than anyone is making all your Applewood smoked dreams come true. Like the all-new Bacon Jalapeno Cheeseburger. Or the Bacon Double Stack in the $5 Biggie Bag. If you're this crazy for bacon,
make mine a double.
We got you with the Bacon Jalapeno Cheeseburger or the Bacon Double Stack Biggie Bag. Get yours now at Wendy's Bacon Fest.
21-7 as we get ready to start the fourth quarter. Eric Olson along with you on the Game of the Week on the Valley Channel Playoff Edition. The big story in that third quarter had to be Brennan Dean, the senior with 6 yards at the half. Rushes for 64 yards on 7 carries in that third quarter, and helps Green Canyon move the ball down to where Lundeen can run it in from 7 yards out. Cedar City had already stopped Green Canyon once before on a goal-to-goal situation from the 5-yard line. Cedar City's defense came up big, but Green Canyon got it back. Dueling turnovers, dueling interceptions for a minute down there, and here we go into the fourth quarter. 21-7 Green Canyon. Here comes pressure on Garrett. He steps through. He's got a first down and more as he's into Green Canyon territory. Down to the 45-yard line. He's got 12 yards. 61 yards on 12 carries. Green Canyon defensively, they've given up some rushing yardage, but I think really they've committed themselves to, look, we're not going to get beat through the air. And if these guys are going to beat us with their legs, then that really looks like what Green Canyon's defensive philosophy is here tonight, and they've done a pretty good job. Garrett had no one to throw it to, and he pulled it down and had to run, and he picks up 12. Garrett with Meek in motion. Fakes the give, instead turns and gives to Speakman. I think they're lucky they didn't get a horse collar. It looked like he got grabbed up in his pads, and down he goes for a 2-yard loss. So it's 2nd and 12. Didn't see who that was, but somebody really got some penetration that time for Green Canyon. They're still playing with that 3-down lineman, playing like a 3-3-5 look. Now they walk one of the linebackers up and drop him. Garrett hits Esplin, and Esplin with a short gain of 4. Garrett's 12 of 21 for 96 yards and an interception. Lundeen, by my numbers, he hasn't missed. He's 12 of 12, 168 yards, a touchdown, and a pick. I don't remember him. If he's missed, he hasn't missed many. He had one picked off. Garrett rolls. Got some trouble. Unloads it and overthrows everybody. That was 3rd and 8. And Garrett took a wallop. And he's slow to get up. I think it was Regan that hit him. Cedar City's going to go for it looks like. 14-7 now. Dixie leads Ridgeline. Yeah, on 4th and 8. Cedar City's going to go for it. Both teams have gone for it on 4th down multiple times tonight with mixed results for each team. 4 wide receivers for the Reds. Garrett going downfield. He's got a man wide open, and the ball is separated from the receiver at the 15-yard line. He was wide open. The ball hung for a moment. It hit Cook right in the chest, and then the safety got there and whacked him, and it separated him from the ball. It looked like it was 17, Dante Stewart. Compton was out there as well. And Cedar City ran the play to perfection. Garrett put the ball right where he needed to, and Cook couldn't hang on. It would have been 1st down at the 15. So with 10:24 to play in the ball game, Green Canyon with a 2-score lead takes over. Here's the give to Dean. Dean picks up 6. Averaging 7.6 yards per carry is Brennan Dean. He's picked up the slack for Lundeen, who's only got 24 yards rushing on 11 carries. Lundeen averages 7.25 yards per carry on the season. Cedar City's held him to 2 yards per carry. 3 sacks have gone against him as well. Here's the throw to Jorgensen. Jorgensen against the linebacker, runs away from him, picks up a tackle down, or a block downfield. 23 yards, and Green Canyon's in business. 4 catches, 51 yards. And this one comes loose and picked up by Cedar City. Benjamin Ellis comes up with it, number 42, and Lundeen's 2nd interception. So leading by 2 scores and down inside the Cedar City 35-yard line. Green Canyon goes to the air. It's picked off. So Cedar City still breathing. Meek is split wide to the left. He's at the top of your screen. They're looking his way. Garrett unloads, throws it too far. It's nearly intercepted. Gage Norton showing why he's a defensive back, not a receiver. Just kidding. Just kidding, Gage Norton. That was good coverage on a really good receiver. And Barrett just overthrew him. Or Garrett just overthrew him. Garrett 12 of 23, 96 yards. He averages almost 270 yards per game passing. Green Canyon's taken away the throw game. Here comes some pressure. Garrett hit as he throws, finds Meek. Meek spins out of a tackle and has a first down, a 15-yard gain on 2nd and 10. 5 catches, 53 yards now for Meek. Nine minutes to play in the ball game, a 21-7 lead for Green Canyon. Garrett throws inside, has his man. Esplin picks up 7. Second and 3. They're short a player. Here comes Maggio. Garrett throws complete. A first down and a lot more. Is running loose and heading for the end zone. After breaking a bunch of tackles is Cook. 50 yards. Not good tackling by Green Canyon, so the turnover bites them. And Cedar City is a kick away from being down 1 score. Left-footed kicker, Taz Chamberlain on for the PAT. Kicks up, looks good, is good. 21-14, 8:16 to play. Big possession for Green Canyon coming up. (21-14) after the 50-yard touchdown pass. Cedar City's right back in it. Cedar City's just been pooch kicking a lot of these. Let's see what they do here. Same thing, just a little punch kick. Fielded about the 11-yard line. And returned out to the 33. Jorgensen sets up the Green Canyon offense. Now things getting a little bit more tense for the Wolves. They were in control, they were marching. They'll have to go back and look at the film on this one, win or lose, and they're just going to be sick about some of the opportunities they left on the field. Lundeen fakes the pitch, runs into his own lineman, and they take him down. I mean, they have keyed in on Lundeen, and I haven't seen him this bottled up since Mountain Crest beat him a few weeks ago. 2-yard loss for Lundeen. Second down and 12. As soon as they see Lundin take off, linebackers, everybody's just coming for him. Sometimes you'll see a play where the quarterback will fake like he's going to run, then he steps back and throws. They've got 7 in the box. Cedar is committed to stopping the run. Dean back to the original line of scrimmage, and it's 3rd and 10. 1 for 5 on 3rd down for Green Canyon. And this is a big 3rd down. Regan in along with Kyle Baker, a 2 tight end set. Blitz coming. Lundin unloads, has his man Jorgensen. He's right at the sticks. Let's see where they spot it. That's a 1st down. $11 yards. Jorgensen with the big grab. And Green Canyon retains possession. 7 coming up hard. I mean, all 3 linebackers, as soon as the ball was snapped, they were coming. They weren't waiting to read or anything. 4 yards for Dean. See if Green Canyon looks for something over the middle behind those backers or a screen. Cedar City's done well defensively all night long. Mostly bottled. They bottled up Lundin. He's going to keep it this time. The genie's out of the bottle, at least on that play. $15 yards for Lundin. 17. And a Green Canyon 1st down, and the clock continues to run with 6 minutes to play, and Green Canyon at the 33-yard line of Cedar City. This is about where they were when they turned it over on their last possession. Lundin with a nice catch, double move. Jorgensen's out in front, brings it in. Great catch by McKay Jorgensen. I mean, super catch. 27 yards. $89 yards on 6 grabs for Jorgensen. 1st and goal at the 6. It's been down in here close where things have gotten interesting for Green Canyon. Lundin gonna hang on. Steps inside the 5 before he's ripped out of bounds by Brinkerhoff. 3 yards for Lundin. Now he's at 41 yards on 14 carries again. He's averaging 125 yards a game rushing. Cedar City's done a good job defensively on Jacob Lundin, but he's thrown for 229 yards. 2nd and goal from the 3. Lundin fakes the pitch, turns it up inside, and they stop him short of the goal again. 3rd and goal from the 1. I think if you're Green Canyon, you take your time here. Run some clock. If you don't get in, you probably kick a field goal and make it a 2-possession game. But they've been aggressive all game. Everybody in the box. Lundin fumbles. Dean gets on it. The ball was on the ground, short of the end zone. And so if somebody's in the end zone with the ball, they picked it up and rolled in. The worst thing that could happen for Green Canyon would be a fumble into the end zone. Green Canyon says touchdown because they're in the end zone with it, but it was on the ground short of the goal line, and then Lundin reached back laying on the ground and grabbed it. So it's 4th down, no gain. Ball's nose up on the goal line. See if Lundeen just keeps. He does, and they push him forward. All he had to do was fall forward, and he gets the push. Touchdown, Green Canyon. So Del Isle comes on for the PAT. That's a huge score. It was a one-score game, and I think Green Canyon was moving. They were. Wolves' third penalty. They've got 3 penalties for 25 yards. Cedar City has 4 penalties for 30 yards. No penalties. That was the first penalty on either team here in this fourth quarter. So Del Isle will have to kick a 25-yard PAT. Here they come. Somehow Del Isle swings through it and gets the PAT. 28-14 with 4:05 to play. Green Canyon with some breathing room.
Hey guys, if you've been thinking about a guitar or any other instrument in mind for you or somebody else, we have some great financing options from 6 to 12 months. Yamaha's doing a 12-month plan right now. Come in, get some time to pay it off, and have no interest for up to a year.
Cedar City's going to get the ball back now, trailing by 2 touchdowns, 28-14. They've got 2 timeouts left. They scored in a hurry last time they had the ball, a 50-yard touchdown throw and catch. From Garrett to Cook. And now just a short little kick. They didn't want to kick it to Meek. This one picked up and returned by Ellis. He already has an interception. Now he got a kick return. Ellis. So with 4 minutes to play, Cedar City takes over. The winner of this game plays the Pineview Bear River winner. Last score we had out of that one, Pineview was leading 7-0 in the early going. Dixie was leading Ridgeline 14-7 in the second quarter of that one. Garrett steps forward on a design run, and he was hit after a gain of 5. There's been some hitting going on in this game. Garrett 13 carries, 66 yards. And some hitting going on both sides of the ball this ball game. Reese with the stop. Garrett throws to Meek. Meek hauls it in and then picks up some pretty good yardage after the fact. 14 yards.182 yards now for Garrett. There's a hold. This one's coming back. Deep downfield. It's nearly picked off. So one of the defensive linemen for Green Canyon, the offensive tackle just took him by the outsides of his shoulder pads and just threw him down. You can't do that. And he was right out on the edge where everybody in the stadium could see it. And for Cedar City to add insult to injury, that happened 6 yards behind the line of scrimmage. And it's 10 yards from the spot. So it's 1st and 23. Again, it's only been a 3-man rush coming after Garrett. Green Canyon would like Cedar to take as much time as possible. That's 6-yard gain to Esplin.
Tackled by number 19, Tristan Reese. Brings up a 2nd and
18 of 28 for 188 yards and a touchdown for Garrett. Garrett looking for a double move. He goes underneath and it's dropped. It's going to be 3rd and long. Esplin had that one down below his knees, and there wasn't much yardage there if he did catch it. It's going to be 3rd and about 17. 3 of 11 on 3rd down for Cedar City. Over the middle, he's got his man, Cook, and Cook is near the 1st down. He needed 18 yards. He got about 13.
on the tackle by the Rebels, number 14, Trey Hillstein.
201 yards now for Garrett. They send an extra man on 4th down. Down the sideline they go, and this one's going to be picked. There's a flag that comes in late. See if it ends up being defensive pass interference. But we're heading back the other way. It's Norton! Norton's got blockers! And they blow it dead. He's going to run it all the way back anyway. The official threw the flag. And I think they're going to call pass interference on Norton. There was a lot of contact going on back there. You can hear the home crowd. I don't understand why they keep blowing plays dead in the middle of a play. I mean, even if it is defensive pass interference, don't blow the play dead. Because what if he fumbles it, Cedar City picks it up, scoops it, and scores it? So it's a PI on Green Canyon, and Cedar City's in scoring position again. Over the middle, incomplete. 4th penalty now. 4 for 40 on Green Canyon. There's 1:53 to play in the ball game. It's 28-14 Green Canyon. Time on the Wolves' side. Cedar City needs to get into the end zone, and they need to do it in a hurry. And then they've got to try to execute an onside kick and get the ball back. They've held Garrett in check most of the night, but he's thrown for over 100 yards here. Nearly 100 yards here in this 4th quarter. Here comes the pressure. Garrett leaves it out there and overthrows his intended receiver, Cook. So now it's 3rd and 10. Cedar City is 3 of 12 on 3rd down. They've converted a couple times on 4th down. Just a few minutes ago they did. A big play here, an interception that was returned for a touchdown a moment ago. Was called back on the pass interference, and there was a lot of jostling going on. So it didn't surprise me to see a flag on it. It's just interesting they blew the play dead during the return. Garrett rolls near side, unloads, has a man at the 15. Payne's knocked out of bounds near the 1st down marker. He's going to be short. It's going to be 4th and 1. And Cedar City takes the timeout. Payne with his first grab tonight. I can hear it in my headset, so I think you probably can with our wild mic, picking up some of the comments from the crowd. There are some parents down there that are getting really uptight because this is a nail biter. Even though Green Canyon's got a 2-touchdown lead and there's less than 1:30 left. Cedar City in scoring position at the 13-yard line. There have been a couple of calls or non-calls on this drive that the hometown crowd doesn't agree with, but you don't officiate to what the hometown crowd agrees with. I think these guys in stripes have done a pretty good job tonight. I wondered about him blowing a couple of plays dead right in the middle of the play for penalties. But other than that, hasn't been a bad game that way. Garrett with 4 wide receivers. Payne the only one to the near side. Looking inside to Meek. He's got the first down. That's all they wanted was the first down. Meek, 7 catches, 51 yards. 1:20 to play. Garrett fakes the give, looks inside, and this one comes loose, and here comes a late flag. And it's going to be pass interference on Green Canyon. The official didn't reach and throw the flag till after it was incomplete. I wonder if they were looking to see, if he caught it, he was going to keep the flag in. That's half the distance. That'll be goal to go at the 5. Third penalty in this fourth quarter on Green Canyon. Cedar has first and goal at the 5-yard line, 1:12 to play, down 28-14. Cedar City's down to their last timeout as well. Green Canyon wants to keep them out of the end zone as long as possible, if not altogether, obviously. The give to Speakman. Speakman gains a couple, and the clock runs. Trying to catch Green Canyon napping on the run. Second and goal from the 3-yard line, under a minute. Garrett looking in trouble. Hit as he throws, and this one hops it to the receiver. Third and goal at the 3-yard line. They've only been able to get to Garrett and sack him once. He's done a good job of avoiding pressure, and with 49 seconds to play in the ball game, it's third and goal from the 3-yard line. Cedar City needs 2 touchdowns, 2 extra points to tie. Garrett underneath, and he leaves it short. He had Speakman, and he had a lot of pressure coming. I'm sure he'd love to have that one back as he leaves it short. Garrett now 21 of 36, 215 yards. And a touchdown. 4th down and goal. They've already converted on a 4th down here on this drive. This is the ball game. Garrett rolling, has a man, caught, touchdown. Cook with the grab from 3 yards out, his second touchdown reception of the afternoon. 6 catches, 95 yards, 2 touchdowns. And with 40 seconds left, there's still life on that Cedar City sideline. There's a PAT coming with a onside kick yet to come. Chamberlain
The lefty puts it up and in. 28-21 with 40 seconds to play. Don't go anywhere. The Game of the Week playoff edition rolls on. Cedar City, a big underdog coming into this game. But they are an onside kick recovery away from having a chance to send this one into overtime, or if they go for two, winning it. Down 28-21, there's 40 seconds to play. Huge kick coming. It's still free! Green Canyon had a great shot at it and they didn't come up with it. Kyle Baker, who's made some great catches all night and showed awesome hands. And it goes right through him. He leans forward on it, they go foul on it, and it squirted under him. And Cedar City, with 36 seconds and one timeout left, takes over at the 42-yard line. That football is a funny shape, and it takes funny bounces. And if you want to get on a kid's case because he didn't cover an onside kick, I would invite you to go to your nearest football game and try to do it yourself, because it's a lot harder than it looks. Green Canyon wants a timeout. So now defensively, what do? They've been sitting in that 3-3-5 most of the evening. They've dialed up a little more pressure here on this last possession. It took Cedar City a while. They finally got it into the end zone. But it was not easy, and they had to convert on fourth down multiple times to get in there. Green Canyon just couldn't get off the field. Now what do? I'm sure you just rush three. Green Canyon sideline urging the crowd on as the shadows start to get long here in North Logan. 28-21, 36 seconds left. Cedar City trails by a touchdown. Here comes pressure. Garrett. Regan chases him. Man, I don't know if you can hear the hometown fans hollering for a hold, but the defensive end on the right side of the offense's right side came free, and the tackle just reached out and grabbed him by the back of his neck and yanked him back. We've seen that multiple times, and it's been called, and they missed that one. Cedar City was lucky as Garrett loses a yard. 30 seconds. 2nd and 11. Garrett rolls, unloads, has a man who runs out of bounds down at the 33-yard line, a 10-yard gain, and it'll be 3rd and 1. Third and a yard. Ball, the clock stopped as the pass caught and then run out of bounds. 23 seconds to play. Cedar City looking to tie it up, send this into overtime. Meek is in the slot on the far side. Garrett steps up, Goes down. And that's going to be close to a first down. I'm not sure they got it or not. And there's the last timeout. It was Carter White that took Garrett down, and he's short of the first down. So no gain for Garrett. And Cedar City has to take their last timeout with 15 seconds left on the clock. 4th down and 1. If you're Cedar City, really you need to pick up that first down. Now you got to score, but do you run a play just to make sure you pick up a first down, or do you take a shot with 15 seconds left? It's a big play by Carter White. Called his number a few times tonight. The leading tackler for Green Canyon. He had 86 tackles coming into this game. Regan's the 4A leading sack artist, 10 and a half. He hasn't been able to get to Garrett tonight. Let's see what happens now in go time. 15 seconds left, 4th and 1. Cedar City down by a touchdown. Garrett throws, complete to the middle of the field. The clock will stop while they move the chains. It was Esplin. Clock starts when it's snapped. And they spike it, and with 7 seconds left, Cedar City will have a chance. You know, our favorite thing to do is stand up here and discuss what we think a coach should do, right? Because there's no repercussions when you're sitting on your couch or stand up here doing this. They're talking about this. That spike hit one of the Cedar City players. It almost looked like it hit one of them before it hit the ground. And I believe if that happens, it's a fumble type of situation. No, it still should be incomplete. I'm not sure what they're talking about, but they're giving Cedar City plenty of time to talk about their play here. They ran a trick play in the early going, a handoff that they threw back toward Garrett, and it was incomplete. And if you're Green Canyon, you got to keep your eyes open for something like that. You keep them in bounds. Let's see if they send some heat. I'm not so sure. I wouldn't maybe send a linebacker or two after Garrett and make him get rid of it before he's ready. Well, the officials are still talking about whatever they're talking about. If that hit a Green Canyon player as he was trying to spike it, I think it's at least a penalty. Or not a Green Canyon player, his own player. I think it hit the back of his own player, and then that's an illegal touch. And that's the call. Yeah, it's an illegal touch. As he threw that to try to spike it, it hit the back of one of his linemen. It hit its lineman's rear end. It's not a turnover, it's an illegal touch. And that was the call, so it backs Cedar City up, and Green Canyon now takes a timeout to talk a little bit more about this. You don't want to give up a touchdown now. Ball at the 31-yard line with 7 seconds left. Cedar City trails by a touchdown. There have been a couple of times tonight where if you're Cedar City, things haven't been going their way, and they could have folded up their tent and got ready for the long bus ride home, but they have continued to fight, and they are in position to send this game into overtime. It would take a big play, but we've seen big plays from the Reds tonight. Coach Ander was joking with me after our interview, and he said, you know, you're bad luck. We always lose when you guys come and do our games. So if they lose this, they might not let us come back next year. 2nd and 16. It's a loss of down. That point's really moot right now. 7 seconds to play. Garrett, double move. Laying it out there. Incomplete. 1 second on the clock. So this is the ball game. You got 4A's leading receiver. Number 3, Colby Meek, out there. He has 7 catches for 57 yards tonight. He's got over 1,000 yards on the season. They've kind of held him in check. He's in the middle of that 3-man formation to the left on the top of your screen. Garrett's got trouble. Unloads. This one hanging up there, and it's picked off. No flags, and Green Canyon will move on to the quarters. Next week, they will host either Bear River or Pineview. We hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for watching the Game of the Week Playoff Edition. We'll see you next time on the Valley Channel.
The Game of the Week on the Valley Channel is brought to you by Icon Health and Fitness, changing lives with fitness innovation. Wendy's of Cache Valley, it's way better than fast food, it's Wendy's. Mountain Star Cache Valley Hospital, together we're greater. New Smile Dental, experienced dental care. Cache Valley Hearing and Audiology, bring back what you have been missing. Palmer Home Furnishings, our low overhead means higher quality at lower prices. Aspen Dental, get that gorgeous smile you've always wanted. KSM means music. Music is all we do. Four Seasons Apartments and Townhomes is your home. Anderson Seed and Garden, growing better gardeners. Factory Pizzeria, we're open late after the game. The Logo Shop, we logo stuff, all kinds of stuff. And the Valley Channel, Cache Valley's TV station for over 25 years.